Hey there everybody, welcome to episode number 18 of the Bright Ideas Daily Nugget. I am your host, Trent Dyrsmid, and this is the video where I answer your questions as well as give you an opportunity to look over my shoulder as my team and I grow our e-commerce business from the $2.5 million that we're at now to our goal right there of 10 million bucks. So in today's video, we're going to talk about key questions that you should ask a potential supplier very, very early on in the conversation so that you can really get them thinking about things that are important to them and to you and why you are different than everybody else that is calling them. So let me run through these questions. And by the way, in episode number 16, which you can get to at Brightideas.co/nugget0116, I talked about how you can open a conversation with a prospective brand. These questions should be actually woven into that conversation. So, question number one, how do you feel about your current sales volume on Amazon, and is it higher than last year? Ideally, you're looking for people who say, well, I'm not feeling very good about our current sales volume, and no, it's not higher than last year because perhaps their existing sellers aren't doing a very good job and you can do a better job. Number two, have any of your current sellers presented you with a detailed action plan on how they plan to take market share away from your competitors? Oh, love this one, because I guarantee you nobody is presenting a detailed action plan to their suppliers, and merely asking this question tells them that this is something that you're willing to do, and in doing so, you have immediately differentiated yourself from all the other people who are calling them to basically say, hey, can I sell your stuff on Amazon? And like join in with all the other people who are selling your stuff and doing nothing for you in return. All right, number three, given how much of an impact Amazon has now on offline sales, thanks to reverse showrooming, and if you don't know what that is, just Google it, do you feel like your Amazon content is telling your brand story in the way that you want it to? And this is like taking a knife and like stabbing them in the sore that they already have. Now, this is incredibly important. And again, probably nobody is asking this question. They could have lousy pictures. They could have bad content. They could have incorrect content. So when a consumer is standing in a retail store looking at an end cap that supplier probably paid a bunch of money to get, and they're seeing the product for the first time, what do they think they do? They pull up their phone and they look it up on Amazon to look at the reviews. That's reverse showrooming, by the way. And when they look at the product listing, if the product listing sucks or there's a bunch of negative reviews, which we'll cover in tomorrow's video or two days from now on how one brand is removing negative reviews quite effectively. In any case, that can drastically hurt their offline sales. So this is why it's so incredibly important to have great content telling your brand story on Amazon. And this is the type of conversation that question will lead you into. Number four, do all of your current sellers invest a portion of their profits into Amazon pay-per-click? And if so, do they share this information with you? Oh, that's a beautiful one, because right away they're going to realize that no, probably nobody's actually doing this. And what, you do this for us? Here's why this is so incredibly important. You want them to understand that you're going to be their partner, a transparent partner, and you're going to share with them what you are doing. And by asking this question, you're going to get them to think about, well, nobody else is doing this for me. Maybe I need to keep talking to this person that's called me. Number five, are you aware of how having fewer sellers can help you to free up more ad budget that can be used to help increase your market share? Again, they probably have no idea how this works, so I'm going to explain it to you very simply. Let's assume that there are 20 existing sellers, and each one of those sellers is making $1,000 a month in gross profit by selling that company's products. That means there's a total of $20,000 of gross profit available. The opposite scenario is that there is only one seller, and that one seller is, say, you, and you're getting the whole $20,000. In that scenario, you say to the brand, look, I'll reinvest 50% of my gross profit, or whatever percentage you feel comfortable with. I'll reinvest 50% of my gross profit. So that means I'm going to spend $10,000 a month on ads to help increase the market share of your products. Do you think that it's even remotely possible to get 20 sellers in the other scenario to all agree to reinvest 50% of their gross profits every month in ads? No, absolutely not. No hope in hell. And even if they would, are all of them going to share it and send reports? Yeah, but then you got 20 different reports to look at. Ugh, that'd be absolutely awful. This is the number one reason why, well, top 3 reason why it is in the brand's best interest to reduce the number of sellers to only a very small handful. Number 6, have any of your current sellers ever been late paying an invoice? Or have they ever defaulted on paying an invoice? Have you thought about how having fewer sellers would reverse this risk? The question answers itself, and no, they probably have never thought about it, but that's a very good reason to have fewer sellers. Number 7, if you had fewer sellers, you'd have fewer shipments to manage and fewer invoices to send. Have you ever thought about how that could positively impact your operations and reduce expenses? Bam, get that knife out and stab them in the sore again. That's the whole thing you're trying to do here, is come up with a whole bunch of ways to get them thinking that, wow, fewer sellers is better and you should be one of them. And number 8, if you were to give us a short-term opportunity, and actually this is the killer one, because if you ask all the other ones, but you don't ask this one, you made a huge mistake. You absolutely have to finish off by asking this one. If you were to give us a short-term opportunity to prove to you that we can deliver more value than your current sellers can, who besides yourself would be involved in approving our wholesale account application? That is the killer question. If you're on the phone with the right person, you can get approved on the spot, as has happened with me. If you're not on the phone with the right person yet, they're going to be a lot more motivated to help you get on the phone with the right person, because you made them realize things that are important to them that they weren't thinking about, that nobody else ever brought up in a conversation, and now you're in a position to become a preferred partner for that particular brand. So if you are watching, if this is the first time watching one of these videos of mine and you are on YouTube, coolest thing you can do all the day is become a subscriber. If you'd like to get notifications in your inbox, you can very easily do that by going to Brightideas.co. There on the homepage, you'll see all sorts of ways that you can connect with me. One of those ways is in our Facebook mastermind group. We have a free one. We also have paid versions, which you'll learn about if you become a subscriber. In the free one, if you're already a member and you're watching this in the free group, would love it if you would like the video, share it, and ideally comment on it if you have a question that you would like asked in a future video. And you can also go to Brightideas.co/asktrent to submit your question for consideration for review, or for me to answer rather, in a future video. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow in the next Daily Nugget. Take care. Bye-bye.